Compared to how little, like, why are you so little, actually? Yeah. I don't think your voice isn't on. Mine is. Yep. Jeff says his lips are moving, but
Now I got some sound. There we go. But it'll take a minute for me to probably catch back up.
oh yeah. All right.
Mm.
I hear you.
Yeah,
Yay!
I'm using my headset mic
Oh,
because my other one I was repositioning and then it fell and it scratched one of my monitors.
oh,
Like a real scratch that changes
rude,
color in a line. And I had to put Vaseline on my screen.
weird.
It is.
Does that
It,
did it help?
yes.
Oh,
Amazingly, it actually helps more than it hurts.
nice.
So in dark blacks, you have kind of like a smudge, right? Because of it being
Mm-hmm.
that type.
Yeah,
But
brief.
what it does is you scratched your screen and it created this rainbow streak. Well, what you're doing with the Vaseline is you're dulling it. So it's kind of like blurring it
Yeah.
and dulling it. And so then it makes it not as pronounced, and in the end, your eyes compensate and it disappears.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it is. So it saved the screen for now.
Yeah. But you're like, I'm not gonna take any chances.
I just never got around to setting it back up.
Oh, oh, I get
Because,
it. I
yeah,
thought you were like,
no,
it
where it was
fell, and
set
I
up,
said, never again.
yeah, it can't go back where I wanted it. So that's bad. I
Mm.
was trying to get it up and out of the way, but didn't work
It,
out.
it needs it needs to go up from behind your screens and then down in front of your face, like a boom mic.
That's what I was trying to
But,
do.
oh, really? Oh,
Hmm Because it was mounted to the desk from the side, and it was always kind of in
oh,
the way. And so I tried to mount it to the back of my monitors, and it was good until it fell.
until it fell. It was good until it wasn't.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
heavy. And that mic's expensive, so I don't want it falling either, because it's not good for mics to bang around.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And the combo, you're like a mic and a new monitor. That would be rough.
oh yeah, that'd be expensive. That'd be a very expensive day.
Yeah,
Well,
yesterday I was talking to my sister and I knocked my water bottle over. Luckily, I kept the lid on. And I just grabbed it, so I ended up grabbing it from the bottom. And um my computer, my tower is on the floor next. Anyway, I I turned my water bottle upside down right over my computer. Luckily, the lid was on, but I was like, that is why I don't put my water bottle on that side of the table. And I had just had a moment of silence. That was
yeah,
good. Let's not do that again.
yeah,
We got lucky this time.
yeah, yeah. You and I have almost identical computers.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it was fun rebuilding it. And I would like to do it again, but when I'm ready, not before. I'm not ready.
Yeah, that would be a sad water day.
Yep. I'd be like, well, I quit. Never.
Doesn't guarantee. Orange juice is actually worse. That's the worst.
Hmm.
Because it's
Oh,
sticky and acidic.
yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Water's bad though.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
that's on.
Definitely not good. Definitely not good. But all right.
Oh, good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, everybody. And good morning, DB and Patricia.
We don't have anything. Oh no, it's not locked in. So what do you have going on?
What do you mean? Just in general?
Yep. Any exciting
Um,
news?
no, I'm gonna make a cake this weekend and maybe some cookies. Um, you know, we talked about dealing with stress from the week, and that's a good one for me. It's not as productive as the other ways I like to release stress, like going for walks and stuff, but making a cake, I think that'll be fun. And and send it off to work with Rick. on Monday. Like, get all these delicious treats out of here.
Hmm. Sounds like someone I know that makes
Yeah.
sweets and then sends them away for other
Yep.
people to get sweeted up.
Yep. That's the way it should be.
No, it's not fair.
Yeah.
We don't want us to get sweeted up.
Yeah. Well, then you need to be the baker.
Yeah, but I end up making bread and then eating my bread
Mm,
because it's good.
yeah. Yeah, I want to make some bread too. Maybe I'll make some focaccia this weekend too. I've been really wanting to make some, and for some reason I keep putting it off.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like an exciting weekend for us.
Yeah.
Bread and cake.
Yummy.
But what's coming up in a few weeks?
My birthday.
Well,
The solar eclipse.
is the eclipse on your birthday?
No, no, it's not. My birthday's first.
Well, you should change your birthday. Make it line
Yeah.
up for the
It's too.
eclipse.
It's too late.
It's too
It's
late.
too late. Yeah.
They have
It's
a
been my
time.
birthday for a
You
long time.
can't just say it's a different day.
No,
Hmm.
no. Too many years have gone by. It's official.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is what it is. Happens. Oh,
Isn't that pretty cool?
that's very cool. I like
We
it.
like eclipses.
Eclipses.
Hmm. Do you know anything about eclipses?
I know that it's where a headless person eats the sun and then it disappears for a second and then it comes out the other side because he doesn't have a body.
Oh, you're talking
Right?
about the old ancient
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember us talking about that. The guy that
Yeah.
eats and poops the sun.
Well, no, he doesn't even have a body. It just comes out
So it doesn't
the
count as
next part, I
pooping.
guess. I don't think so.
Discharges the sun.
There you go.
I don't know if that
Ugh.
sounds any better.
No, that sounds way worse. Yeah.
Hmm. I think
So
eclipses
what do
are
you know?
interesting. What do I
Yeah.
know? I know there's different kinds of them,
Oh.
but it's really, I think, just by the way that it covers the sun, right? But this article says that there's 4 types of solar
Mm.
eclipses: a total, an annular, a hybrid, and a partial. I would think there's
Oh.
just 2 kinds with
And you'd be
total
wrong.
and partial, but I would have been too short.
Yep. Huh. Like that 90s rapper? Too, too
Too
short?
short.
I can't think of any of his songs.
That's so funny.
Dang it. That would have been better. Just like bust into a rap.
Why am I so big?
Because you're overcompensating.
Overcompensating for when I was little.
For, yeah, when you were little, look at those shorts.
Hey, I got
Look
matching
at you
sandals.
got, yeah, look at you all dressed up.
I know. I put pants on today. It, I knew that there was a chance that I'd be zooming out. Had to be prepared.
You're like, I don't want people seeing me in my slipper socks. I'm gonna put on my good shoes.
So a total eclipse occurs when the sun is completely obscured by the moon, and that is what is happening in just a few short weeks.
Hmm.
The intensely bright disk of the sun is replaced by the dark outline of the moon. And during that time, you are allowed to do anything you want. Laws do not apply.
Oh, like that movie?
Like the Purge movie?
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it's called.
Well, I wasn't hoping that people would go to that. I was saying that,
Oh,
laws that restrict you from being a good human being, you could now just do all those things that you wanted to do to uplift mankind during those 3 minutes
yeah,
of darkness.
like a. Oh, I don't think so. Um, I thought maybe you could say like you can the laws of looking at the sun.
The laws of physics and burning your
Yeah,
cornea
yeah,
doesn't matter anymore.
yeah. Everyone forgets. Like, hey,
That's
look
funny.
at the sun's gone. Let's look at it.
Let's
Don't
finally
do
look in
it.
that
Don't look at
direction.
it.
I've wanted to look in that direction my whole life, and now that the
Yep.
sun's gone, I can look there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I've always wanted to see the sun when my eyes were closed.
I don't know. I'm still gonna be scared. I'm gonna be a little scared. I'll have
Of
glasses, but that they
oh,
say
of
that's
looking
the
at
whole
it.
point. Like the whole point, if you're close enough, the whole point is trying to get to that line. The odds of you being in the line at the time that there's a solar eclipse and not being able to, or being able to take off your glasses and look at that sun moon area, it's a very low
Mm.
probability that that would line up. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try. It just depends. Depends on the weather. If it's rainy, then I doubt it.
Yeah.
And I'm not renting a hotel room or camping, so I'm just gonna play it by ear. Drive, drive. I'll just be
It's
driving
like
down the
I'm
road
out
and
of
then
here.
then just stop in the middle of the road when it happens.
Well, that's
Hopefully
awesome.
be on a
Okay.
freeway. Yeah.
Yep.
Just like those
Like
movies. That's how it
every
starts.
movie. I know. For some reason, I just keep thinking of Twister though, and they're like, "Quick, down near the bridge."
Uh,
That's awesome.
so an
But it wouldn't be
annular
like that at
eclipse. What do you think that is?
all. Is that when the sun and moon are exactly in line but appear different size, or the moon is smaller than the sun?
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
That was a good.
It's strange.
That was really accurate.
I still don't get it though. So,
So
oh,
they're in line, but the moon can't is like at not the right distance.
yeah, I get it. That's cool.
So then you just
So
have
yeah,
like a
you'll
little
definitely burn
ball
your
and you'll
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
definitely burn your cornea.
Definitely don't want to take that. A hybrid eclipse is intermediate between a total and annular eclipse. Really? They got to call that one out? At some points on the surface of the Earth, it is visible. Oh, it is visible as a total eclipse, whereas others it's annular. Hybrid
Aren't they all
eclipses
like
are
that?
rather rare.
Oh, weird.
Hmm.
I just assumed it was always like
Yeah, that would be I was with you, more common one.
interesting. Look at how much we've learned.
Yeah. And then a partial eclipse occurs when the sun and the moon are not exactly in line. This is the one I assumed was the most common. The moon only partially obscures the sun. The phenomenon can usually be seen from a large part of the Earth outside the track of the annular or total eclipse. However, some eclipses can only be seen as a partial eclipse because the umbrella never intersects the Earth's surface.
That says Umbra. Just saying. Yeah, the umbrella.
It's an umbrella. There was extra letters in there. The
Well,
umbra.
it's just like that.
All right,
I
Miss
don't know.
Science Lady.
No, I thought
Jeez.
maybe you would just be
She
confused
reads
later. You're like,
one
"Did
thing and then all of a sudden she's correcting
no, I was
everything
just
I
I
said.
wanted to make sure that you weren't like in the middle of the night, like, I don't understand why what did I
No, the
say wrong?
umbrella, because the umbrella never like to me that made sense. It even makes sense because it's like, all right, so like the shadow that it casts over the earth never really fully gets in the right spot, so it's kind of like an umbrella. But she took all that away from me, folks.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I
This
guess
whole
when you say it
new.
like that, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know what an umbra is, so maybe umbrella just really does make more sense. But I was like, now I want to know. Let's see.
What does umbrella mean? Yes,
What does
now
an
let me.
umbra mean?
This is too good. Too good. Alright, so those are the different ones. Pretty
See, this is
simple.
what happens when Darcy doesn't get enough sleep. I'm like this every show. Uh, oh, you're so smart. Umbra, Latin for shadow, is the innermost and darkest part of a shadow, where the light source is completely blocked by the occluding body. Now I need to look and see what occluding means, but it's the darkest part of
The
the shadow.
occlusion, isn't that where it's just the blocking thing? So it'd be like the moon passing in front of the sun.
Yep, to close up or block off, obstruct.
Obstruction. Yeah, the obstruction. That would be the better
Mhm.
term. Yep, which we're gonna learn about here in a couple articles, maybe, if we ever
Oh, I
get to
can't
them.
wait.
So those are
Got
the four types.
blocky.
Pretty hybrid's the only confusing one. The other ones make complete sense. You got your
Yeah.
total, you got your annual, because it's just not able to do it because the moon is much smaller than the sun.
Yep.
And then the partial. The hybrid's the tricky one because it's just basically a total and an annular at the same time, which I would just kind of thought that would be like a total and a partial at the same time, but hey, it must be different.
I'm wondering maybe it's like the time of day, like it's bright enough that people from the I don't know. That's very strange.
I don't know. It's when the Martians come hang out.
Oh, right. Forgot.
Following facts determine the duration of a total solar eclipse. The moon being almost at perigee, making it its angular diameter as large as possible. The Earth being near Aphthalon, furthest away from the Sun in its elliptical orbit. Midpoint of the eclipse being very close to the Earth's equator, where the rotational velocity is the greatest. The vector of the eclipse. So basically, everything just lined up
Yeah.
perfect. Get you the longest one. You know, distances. You gotta get everything as far and close and the longest eclipse has been calculated thus far is the eclipse of July 16th, 2186. Wow, so in the future, if you can last 160 years or so
Hmm.
from
Yeah,
now,
we won't make it.
don't say that. You never know. If you get
I don't
replaced
want to
with
be
enough
too I
machinery,
don't want to be 200 years old.
what if you live in a computer? Would you like to be a computer program? Would you like to be Lawnmower Man?
Um, we talked about how stressful our job can be sometimes. I don't
Yeah,
want
but
that to
now
be my
you're now
life.
you are the code. You're the buggy code that we just
I
wrote.
am the buggy
Yeah.
code. I am the buggy code. That's
Maybe that's what you
hilarious.
are right
Yeah,
now. You
little
know,
paybacks.
humans are just buggy code. So
That's awesome.
maximum duration in 2186 will be 7 minutes 29 seconds. The world will end on 2186. Mark my words.
Because it'll just be so dark, everyone will freak.
Yeah, for 7 minutes, it just like people won't know what to do. Like
Okay.
everything will shut down. I told you, it's just complete lawlessness.
People will fall asleep and be like, "Why are you sleeping?" And it's nighttime.
The
It's
animals
not
go and just
nighttime.
decide it's bedtime. Everybody
Yeah.
just goes like it's the most
Cats
mellow
and
freak out
dogs
ever.
fall.
Like,
Yep. No, that's hilarious. And then all of a sudden it's just daytime again.
and
Like,
then you gotta get
what
back up and
happened?
just charge it back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Total solar eclipses are rare events. They occur somewhere on Earth every 18 months on average, but they're estimated they reoccur at any given point place only once every 360 to 410 years on average. That's why it's rare. That's why I said
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna be
not that
like,
it doesn't happen all the time. It's just you got to be in the right spot at the right time. Now, I would say if you're super rich, it's not a big deal because you can travel there anytime every 18 months. You could go do it.
yeah.
But
Like you
given
could see
that most of
eclipse
us
more
can't
than
do
people that have that were born on leap year get a birthday.
that, you would get the. Yeah, I got more eclipses down than you have
Yeah.
leap birthdays.
Yep.
So it's interesting. So it's not
Yep.
like you can't ever do it again. It's just I don't know. I'm not gonna travel. But when I only have to travel 3 hours, maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll
I
see.
mean, I think it would be cool. We got to see one. So think it's cool. I'm glad I got to see one. And so if you have to travel to see one, do it
Yeah. If
when
it's
one's
not too
close.
far and too
Yeah.
much of an inconvenience, I would say,
Yeah.
because I don't know, it's just darkness, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And then
And
otherwise, the rest of the United States just gets a partial one anyway, so it's still a treat.
yeah, a treat. That's awesome.
It is. It's nice. It's something
Mhm.
cool. Something that doesn't happen all the time.
Yep.
And you can't recreate. Like, you can't just say, hey, let's do this today. You have to actually do it when nature tells you it's time to do it.
Yep. You're like, now it's time for darkness in the middle of the day.
And then they're talking about the sun is just the right size to perfectly cover, or the moon is just the right size to cover the sun, even though it's insanely bigger. It's a natural phenomenon. Yeah, people considered it bad omens. It's not bad omens. Well, if it's Purge Day,
Yeah.
if you built something into that tradition, then yeah, maybe it was a bad
Yeah.
day for some people. um,
Yeah. Yeah. There was some sacrifices, right?
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Um, first known telescopic observation happened in 1706. That's interesting. Telescopes
I
haven't been
wonder how
around
many.
all that long.
Yeah. Could you imagine? That person probably could see the eclipse every time they close their eyes for the long. I mean, could you imagine seeing it through a telescope? That had to have messed up their eyes. Be cool though. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool looking. Yeah, I'm always ready for a short break.
Well, let's just say that is wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Excellent, excellent timing.
So the sun who is actually the star of the eclipse.
Yeah.
I mean, the moon's just the one like photobombing, right?
Yep. Supporting role.
Supporting role. Yeah, that'd be cool to have a birthday on the eclipse. I see Patricia, you say Kale's birthday's on the eclipse. The eclipse
That would
day
be.
is gonna be that. I don't know. I'm excited. I
Hmm.
never really put effort into trying to see a space thing, so this is my first space thing. Well, I take that back. If you count rocket launches, I've seen it twice, but it's more happened to be in the area of Florida at the time of rocket launches, and then just put the effort into making sure you're outside and looking up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I
You've
want to
lived in
see a.
Florida. Have you got to see rocket launches?
I've seen one, and it was really, really cool. Actually, I saw it from my house. Rick called, and he was like, "There's a rocket launch this morning or whatever. Like, go outside and check it out." And it like went up right behind the house. I mean, obviously, it was hundreds of miles away, but um, it was.
Right up in the
Yeah,
backyard, just right
yeah,
neighbor's
it
house.
was right there. It was crazy. Um,
Neighbor's
but
kid
no, it
launching
was
rocket.
very cool looking because it was just this really bright light, and to know that it was so far away and I could see it, and like, and I'm just like in the cul-de-sac where I lived, like just outside. I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, that is cool. It's not like crazy exciting, but again, it's kind of like a solar
Yeah,
eclipse. It's cool.
yeah. I didn't
I
take
don't
pictures
think
or
Florida
anything.
gets many rocket launches anymore now that SpaceX is launching a lot out of Texas, right?
Honestly, I have no idea. I know they do them. I mean, the last I looked, they were,
They were still doing.
every few months or whatever.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I honestly never think about it. Um, and and when I get reminded, like right now, I'm like, oh, I'm totally gonna check it out and see when the next one is. Um, and yeah, they're usually at weird times, and then it's like, if I could see it from this far away, then it has to be a clear night, and all the variables.
Yeah,
Like, am I going to be up after 8 o'clock?
there's a contract that SpaceX has with NASA. I believe next year. I think they have 1 year that they were taking astronauts to the moon. The
Really?
first manned moon mission again in like whatever, however many years. Yeah, and they're
Hmm.
taking them on that Starship that they're testing still. And so I'd imagine it's going to get pushed a little bit, but yeah, that's what's the Mars Starship is supposed to take them. That's the first test run. It's taking astronauts to the moon and back.
Wow,
hmm And they just had
that's
a
awesome.
successful test launch. The first one, I think the first two didn't go well, and then the last two have. Like maybe it was just the first one that went really bad, like just blew up. And
Hmm.
then the second one, it worked, but then it didn't work as well as they wanted. And then this one, or they had four and they've had two successful. But this last one worked pretty well. Still, nothing's perfect. He's got both things can re-land. Obviously, the main part of the space shuttle should be able to re-land, and
Hmm.
then the bottom part. But I think they lost contact with the top part this time, but it did everything it was supposed to. And then the bottom part, they still haven't been able to. While they've been able to land it on their ship and reuse it, they haven't been able to do it when they've been doing this test. Because
Mm,
they can reuse their booster, but not the big heavy booster.
you're right.
They
You're right.
haven't been able to re-land it because this one, their thought is it's not that they landed on a ship. I think they catch it. They have like basically two arms that catch this booster as it's coming back down. But I don't know at what speed. Maybe it's just hovering and then it just grabs it. But it's kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah,
But
that still feels like
yeah, it's just kind of
that's.
funny. So, but with their reusing their other rocket, it makes their space launches insanely cheap. like super, 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 super cheap. As far as space launch, instead of millions of
Right.
dollars, it's like hundreds of thousands.
Wow, that's interesting.
Or
Huh.
tens of millions and it's millions. But
Right.
it's
Yeah.
factors of 10 cheaper because they're not throwing away these parts.
They're like, we'll
But
just leave that over there.
but the size, like you were saying, the size of a rocket launch is interesting because when you think of these space movies, they have ships. Where are they building the? I mean, like Star Trek addressed it in one of them where they were building it on the planet Earth, and it was just this massive, giant ship, right?
Hmm.
Like massive, massive. But that's kind of what I mean, like we're just shooting little pencil rockets up, like
Yeah.
the big giant ones that haul people from different galaxies. Those are huge, huge. And so, are they going to build them uh, on the planet, or are they going to build them in space? That's like a discussion. Where do you build it at? Do you already build it kind of up in the air, or do you build it um, terrestrial?
Maybe they just do both.
Well, it'll probably be slowly. Like
Yeah.
eventually, they'll be like, ah, these things are too big to build here. We need to get them up. But it's
Yep.
fascinating. So the sun, I don't think we'll ever travel close to the sun. What do you think? Do you think there'll ever be trips towards the sun?
I don't. I probably because I feel like there's things that we would need from the sun. I don't know. I don't know exactly the different things that you can get from the sun. I'm sure we try and get close enough to get some sort of elements or energy or something from it.
The sun's made of plasma, gas and plasma.
Plasma.
91% is hydrogen gas. Under intense heat and gravitational force, this is fused into helium. When the plasma is heated to temperatures seen on the sun, it contains so much energy that the charged particles can escape the star's gravity and blow out into space. This is called solar wind. Under certain conditions, when it hits the Earth's atmosphere, it can cause auroras, such as the northern lights.
Something I would like to see.
In addition to hydrogen and helium, scientists have detected at least 65 other elements in the sun. Most abundant of these include oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, silicon, magnesium, neon, iron, and sulfur. Yes, I would like to see the auroras also.
Be cool.
No? There's no picture? We just blankness?
That's what it looks like when you get too close to the sun.
Huh.
Sorry. No?
That's interesting. That's sad. No, it doesn't. It looks like blackness. That'd be a black hole, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that you wouldn't be alive anymore. So
Does the sun rotate?
I don't know. Does it?
Yes.
Oh,
It still has a rotation as the plasma swirls around its surface. On average, it takes 27 days for the sun to rotate once on its axis, but different parts move at different speeds.
that's weird. Well, I guess it's because it's all liquidy or gassy or whatever.
Do you know what the sunspots
Mm.
are?
Cold spots?
What do you know? They are cooler spots of the sun's surface and occur in the photosphere. The temporary splotches across the surface appear darker to us than the warmer plasma surrounding it. What are solar flares? Do you know?
Um, I think I don't know exactly what it is. No, tell me. I must know.
They are the largest explosive events in the entire solar system. They occur when the magnetic fields associated with the sunspots convert energy into heat, and accelerating particles, ejecting them into space.
Yikes.
So it's basically the temperature changes with magnetic fields.
They're like zits.
That's pretty
Bring them
much
out
it.
into space.
That's what it is. And so the pimples are the sunspots, and yeah.
Interesting.
Do you know what type of star the sun is?
Nope,
Yellow
I don't.
dwarf.
Yellow dwarf. Hmm. It's crazy that there's suns that are like way bigger than our sun. I mean, there's stars that are, well, I guess it'd still be sun. There's stars that are bigger than our star. Because it's like the biggest thing here. Crazy.
How do we study this massive sun?
By looking directly at it.
That's one way. Another way is we throw our trash at it.
Oh,
In 2020, the European Space Agency and NASA launched a solar orbiter, which will enter an elliptical orbit around the sun, allowing unprecedented observation. After taking 3.5 years to reach the sun, it will begin a 7-year mission to study the stars, solar wind, magnetic fields, and plasma. It will orbit as close as 42 million kilometers from the sun's surface, closer even than Mercury.
crazy. It's gonna get hot. So that should be there now, soon.
Yeah,
Three and
pretty
a half
much.
years, 2020.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's
Excuse
see,
me.
sun, orbiter, arrival. Solo was launched on February 10th, 2020 from Cape Canaveral. The nominal mission is planned until the end of 2026. Has it arrived? Videos
Oh, it
begins
looks like it just
journey.
got there.
Did it just get there?
Well, there's some from those videos just above where you are, say, um, February 21st, May 21st. Oh,
Uh,
June.
go ahead.
Oh, I thought it said June 2024, but
Looks
it
like
said
it
2014.
should be there.
I mean, it looks like it's already sending pictures back. Anyway, or maybe those are just pictures of what it would look like getting pictures.
Let me share with everybody. It's just funny.
Yeah.
So, is this what it would like? We just read about it. That looks
Yeah.
a little too close.
Yeah. Uh,
Is that
see.
just like
Well,
re-imaging?
who's taking the picture of the orbiter?
Who's taking a picture? It's got a selfie stick. Or it's got a little photographer drone that follows it. Oh, that would be the best. Let's see, do we have no, nothing there. We'll have to get back to you on where this thing's at.
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing it here.
I think I might have found something. Let me see.
It just says it's got until then, but the timeline lines up 4 years. It should be at the sun by now.
It's at least sending pictures back so far.
And they stopped talking about it in 2022. Did it die?
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, poor little guy passed away.
Yeah. They're like, we're not talking about that anymore.
Alright, we'll have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to look into it. That's interesting. I want to know more.
So that's how we study the sun. We just throw stuff at it.
I like it. I mean, that's how we study most things, right?
That is true. Just throw stuff at it. Well, astronomers, sticking with our space theme, spot the oldest dead galaxy yet observed. A galaxy that suddenly stopped forming new stars more than 13 billion years ago has been observed by astronomers. Using the James Webb Telescope, astronomers have spotted a dead galaxy when the universe was just 700 million years old. Oldest such galaxy ever observed.
Well,
This galaxy appears to have lived fast and died young. Wow, all its galaxy friends told it, you gotta slow down, you gotta enjoy
yeah.
life. Don't push so hard. And it just didn't listen. It was like, no, I can grow faster and consume more matter than any other galaxy ever known.
Yep.
And it
It's
just
like I'll
didn't
sleep
work.
when I die. Yep.
And eventually, it was not able to form new stars, and then it was cast into the nether. So, however, it is unclear whether this galaxy's quenched state is temporary or permanent. Ooh, and what caused it to stop
Oh,
forming new stars.
so it'll be like zombie, zombie movie.
Ooh, it could be a zombie. The first few 100 million years of the universe was a very active phase with lots of gas clouds collapsing to form new stars. Galaxies need a rich supply of gas to form new stars, and the early universe was like an all you can eat buffet. It's only later in the universe that we start to see galaxies stop forming stars, whether that's due to a black hole or something else. Astronomers have previously observed dead galaxies in early universe, but this one's the oldest. In addition to the oldest, this galaxy is also relatively low mass, about the same small Magellanic Cloud, so SMC, same size as a dwarf galaxy near the Milky Way. Although the SMC is still forming new stars, other quenched galaxies in the early universe have been far more massive. So that's why they say it's odd. Because typically what
It's
they've seen is the other galaxies grew very, very big for the older they are.
yep.
And the ones that occurred closer to the start of the universe.
Yep. They just grew real big and then got out.
They
And this
took all
one's
the
small.
gas,
Yeah. Hmm.
took all the resources.
That feels right. Try. Hmm.
Oh my gosh, you're yawning at our
I
story.
didn't mean to.
That's just horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like I got nothing. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
well, maybe this next one will be a little more less yawny. What do
Okay.
you think?
Um, maybe. Yeah.
What
Let's
does
try it.
that look like?
An eyeball.
An eyeball? I thought it
It
looked
looks
like
like
a wormhole in the fat
it does.
a tear in the space-time continuum. No, we're not talking
It
about
looks like
time
the.
travel. We're talking about eyeballs. Oh, how can that be exciting? Well,
It. It must be.
you tell me how it can be exciting.
Is it because uh, researchers created an algorithm that computes highly accurate full color three-dimensional reconstructions of areas behind obstacles? Well,
Or
I mean, it's
science
not. Yeah.
fiction meets reality? You could have just went with
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. I was looking for something. I don't. Yeah.
But how can this be used? How can this new technology be used? It can help
I
save
don't.
lives.
Oh,
Ooh.
that sounds good.
Not only can it help prevent car crashes, but it could also help law enforcement experts in hostage situations, search and rescue, and strategic military efforts. Of course, it always comes back to the
That
military.
feels like the opposite of. I mean, saving some people's lives, which is good. Um, they're like, we can kill more people with this. Sorry. What's that movie with Angelina Jolie where they made the bullets bend? Instead of going in a straight line, they went around corners.
No, I forgot about that, where she could bend the bullets.
Yeah. Was that Wanted? No. I feel like it was something like that. A one.
No, they already have that. They have bullets, like electronic bullets that you can shoot out of special guns that can go around
Mm,
corners. I believe. I'm 99% sure.
interesting. Yeah, I
Hmm.
remember
Smart bullets.
Mythbusters. Mythbusters tried to they created a little arm thing that would move a gun really fast in hopes that it would make it work, and it was busted.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. It's more
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah. It's like, no, go this way. Uh,
Well, these two computer scientists created an algorithm that computes highly accurate, full color, three-dimensional reconstructions of areas behind obstacles. Isn't that what you just read? But,
it is, but
but, how do they do this? The algorithm
mm,
works by using information from a photo of faint shadows cast on nearby surfaces to create a high quality reconstruction of the scene. So you can see what was happening behind based off of shadows. While it is
oh,
more technical for the average person, it could have broad applications. These shadows are all around us. The fact that we can't see them with our naked eye doesn't mean they're not there. The idea of seeing around obstacles has been a topic of science fiction movies and books for decades. Prior to this work, researchers have only used ordinary cameras to create rough 2D constructions of small spaces. The most successful demonstrations of 3D imaging, hidden scene, all require specialized equipment.
I guess that's it.
Really?
Hmm.
I guess that is just it.
They're like, we could tell you more, but we're not going to.
Yeah, it's an algorithm, and that's it.
That's pretty cool, though. Like, what about in the dark? But
See in the dark?
maybe,
We already have night vision.
yeah. And I guess um, there would still be some shadows. Uh, With night vision goggles, isn't there shadows? I'm just trying to think of the movies that and shows that I've watched
I don't know if they get
lately that
shadows.
have.
I don't think you'd have shadows at that point.
Let's see.
I guess it depends. It's just lighting it up. So would you still have a shadow? I don't know. They've never really talked about it. All right, that's it.
Fun. We learned some things. I learned some things. I don't want to put words in other people's mouths.
Yeah, they learned to turn the channel.
They learned that, um, yeah, to turn the channel. Well, I had a good time anyway.
I learned that these really fancy computer scientists created an algorithm, but they won't tell you anything about it.
That feels right. Yeah, thanks, Craig, for nothing. Craig says he didn't derail the show.
He was probably too busy disc golfing. He's probably just
Yeah,
taking a break at one of his disc golf holes.
yeah. Or he was at work. Oh, yeah, working. I feel like that's a horrible excuse.
All right. Everyone
Yep.
have a good weekend. Bye.
Have a great weekend, even. Bye.
Great.
Yeah.